So a friend of mine is about to embark on his first solo plane trip doing carry-on only, and I offered to make him a video just to sort of show what I would take. So I've just returned from 3 days in London. Planned it at the last minute, like literally got asked by a friend on Wednesday night if I wanted to go. I said yes. I ran upstairs, packed my backpack, packed my purse, and I was on a train Thursday morning. So this is everything that I took with me. So my backpack, which is a 32-liter LL Bean deluxe book bag, same bag that goes with me when I go to Germany for 10 days because I can shove a lot of stuff in it. And my personal item, if I was flying, was my purse. Usually I'd have a bigger bag, like a messenger bag or something like that. But we were going to the theater, and the theater restricts the size of your bag. So that's the bag I used. Otherwise, I probably would have taken a messenger bag. But anyway, I'm going to unpack this stuff and lay it out and show it all to you, except for maybe the dirty underpants, because that's kind of gross. So here's everything that was in my rucksack or my purse. Looks like a lot. It's not. I mean, it is a lot because you can fit a lot into a backpack. But anyway, so if I was flying, if I had flown to, say, Germany for the weekend, this is everything I would have taken with me to Germany if I was going to a Harry Potter convention. Obviously, because we had a Harry Potter weekend down in London. Obviously, if I was going to a Trek convention, I'd have other things, and I would be taking, like, my Trek bag and probably some costumey bits, but you will see that in another packing video when I do pack to go to a convention. Or Comic-Con, whatever you want to call them. And my plastic bag over there with my liquids, same bag that I take with me when I travel internationally, when I fly. So nothing in that would change, except that I would probably add some of the liquids out of my makeup bag, because obviously liquids. But anyway, let's start at the beginning. And I may, hopefully this won't like kill it by turning it the wrong way and it thinking that it's going vertical. We'll try. So, and there's like a glare because my lamp is really bright. Turn that off. Right. So the first thing that you see is my 2 tablets. I've got a tablet, a Kindle, a keyboard to use with my tablet in case I want to write. I have my little notebook for jotting down ideas for fiction. And I have a set of colored pens because I always travel with colored pens. That's just who I am. So next, this is specific for Harry Potter, as I brought my bow to wear in my hair for Cursed Child, and I also had my headband. I wore a maroon dress because I was like Gryffindor representing. But anyway, that's besides the point. Next, I've got some pajamas. So just a t-shirt and a pair of pajama pants and a pair of house slippers. They're just little tiny things that I picked up at Primark for like £2. They're not a necessity, but because where I usually stay has hardwood floors, I bring those along. If you're staying in a hostel, you might want flip-flops instead. What else do we have? Oh, I've got some face wipes to take my makeup off at the end of the day. Again, if you're not wearing makeup, it doesn't matter. Although face wipes are also really good to refresh your skin during the day if you're getting warm, and they don't count as a liquid, so you don't have to try and shove them into your liquids bag. My hairbrush is this little folding pop-up brush. I picked it up in Germany, but they have them in the dollar store, Poundland, Primark, whatever. And there's usually a mirror on one side and a little pop-out brush on the other. It's perfect and compact. I wouldn't use this on a long trip, but it's fine for a weekend trip. Next is my makeup bag. I'll go through that in a separate video because the person who this video is for is probably not going to be wearing makeup, so they don't need to see the makeup, but they can watch it later. Anyway, next I have my house keys because I'll need those when I get home, obviously. I have my knee brace because I have knee problems, so in case I needed it, that's along. My liquids bag with all my toiletries, I'll go through that in a minute. My little emergency pack kit, which has nail scissors, nail clipper, tweezers, some hair grips and hair clips, some safety pins, some hair bobbles, a mini sewing kit, and a little bra extender. So this is just my little emergency kit that goes along in case I need anything. And along with my little first aid kit, I'm basically prepared for just about anything. This little pouch is my emergency drinks and snack kit. Again, it's not a necessity, but I like to have some tea, so I've got my Earl Grey tea in there. These are some emergency vitamin C's you can put in glasses of water. I've got some Baraka Boosts as well, and some instant coffees, and a bit of chocolate, and some granola bars from Slimming World. I just always carry that with me when I travel because sometimes you don't know if you will have a chance to get foods, you might be hungry and want a granola bar, or you might need some vitamins, or like if you're like me and you get sick every time you travel, you want that extra vitamin C and boost in you. So we've got that, and you can always ask for hot water to make up your coffee or tea if you're at like a restaurant or a Starbucks or something like that, and they should give you hot water for free. The only thing I don't have up here is my water bottle because I forgot to bring it up. Take a water bottle, empty it before you go through airport security because you can't take it through full. Then go to Starbucks and say to them, can you fill my water bottle for me? They'll do it. Next over there in the corner is my scarf, hat, and gloves. They're all Harry Potter themed because, as I said, I did a Harry Potter weekend. Those aren't necessary if you're going to someplace warm. But because I was going to London and it's April, but it's still pretty chilly, I wanted those, and I wore them because it was quite chilly. Next you see my plushie Captain Picard, and I did take him along because I just wanted him for comfort, and he fit. Obviously the plushie is very optional because most of you probably don't sleep with a plush toy, but it's just something I cuddle, and especially if I'm not traveling with my husband. So anyway, that turquoise thing is actually my empty packing cube, which all of my clothing was in. So I've got that there just to represent its shape. Again, it's optional. You don't need that. You can use Ziploc bags to squeeze out all the air out of your belongings, and you can roll things up real tight to get them to squeeze in. There are other videos showing you how to do these kinds of tricks. Definitely Google for I believe it's called the Army roll or the Ranger roll, which is a really tight, compact way of like rolling t-shirts. And it's brilliant. I actually use it at home most of the time because makes your t-shirts take up less space in the drawer. And I have managed to do this Ranger roll on basically everything except for my jeans and bras. I actually can Ranger roll a pair of knickers, which is kind of funny. But anyway, so for my clothes for the week, I wore a wool dress down on the train, and then I wore that again when we went to the play, and I wore that on the day I came home. So the middle day I had jeans. So this is just a pair of jeans, regular. There's nothing special about them. They're just normal jeans. Then I had a long sleeve t-shirt and a short sleeve t-shirt just in case. Well, my long sleeve t-shirt's Harry Potter themed, and this one is Trek themed. 2 t-shirts because didn't know what the weather would be like, and I also didn't know if I would want to wear my dress on the second day. I did wear it only because it took up my jeans and a t-shirt took up less space in my bag than the jumper dress. So that's what I did. Next, I have 2 pairs of tights and 2 pairs of socks and 3 pairs of underpants. I did pull clean ones out because you're not seeing my dirty stuff. But anyway, I was away for 2 days, so I always pack an extra pair of knickers just in case you need them. Never know. So that gets me through. And if I was going for a longer trip, like if we were going away for 10 days, then I would usually take like 5 or 6 pairs, and then I would just wash them in the sink. Because the easiest thing to do. Also squeezed into my rucksack, believe it or not, I had my SLR. So that is my SLR in its bag. Again, that's an optional thing because depending on what you're doing, you might not have a huge camera. But I do, and it always travels with me. Next, this has some emergency girl supplies just in case they were needed. This is my electric toothbrush. It's Sonic Chic. I got it at Boots for about 20 quid. And it's just a compact travel toothbrush. I also have a folding toothbrush that I picked up at Boots, but since I got this one, I've been enjoying having the electric toothbrush, so why not? This little case is a jewelry case, and in it, if I can open it without spilling it, I just had some of the jewelry I wanted for the weekend. As I said, it was a Harry Potter weekend, so I've got Harry Potter pins and jewelry, and I also have some Trek jewelry in here as well. So, just a small little container like that for jewelry. That is my pill box, which has my prescriptions that I needed over the weekend, as well as anything else I might need in an emergency. I labeled everything off, so you can see we've got Aleve, Pepto, ibuprofen, Nurofen, paracetamol, allergy pills, motion sickness pills. These are my prescriptions, and some more vitamins, because I love vitamins. I already showed you the first aid kit. Next, we've got the contents of my actual handbag. Oh, and I also had a tote bag along, which came in handy for shopping. And then if you had anything extra, it's always good to have a tote bag. And also, if you didn't want to carry, say, your messenger bag around town with you, but you thought you might buy stuff, always good. So in my handbag, I had my emergency battery charger. I had an emergency plug charger. I had my sunglasses, my wallet, and my pass case. If I was traveling internationally or flying, I would also have my passport. I was going by train, so I didn't need my passport, very sadly. So that was there. I have another pen, because you always need pens. I had a hand lotion, which if I was traveling by air, that would go in my liquids bag. This little bag has, well, this was attached to the outside of my bag, and this has my headphones in it. This is a little Handy Heroes towel. It's a quick dry, It's a quick dry towel, which comes in handy. And then this is my hand sanitizer. Again, if I'm flying, that goes in my liquids bag. And then the very last thing is my chargers, which they're not bundled up nicely because I just literally unplugged it to throw on the bed. But I have a multi-port USB charger because I have 3 USB devices plus my Fitbit to charge. So a regular charger works just as well, but always make sure you take your charger and your cables because you'll be very disappointed if you get somewhere and you don't have what you need to get power. I think that's everything on the bed, so let me just really quickly go through my toiletry bag and then we should be done. Right, so on to my toiletry kit, which again, some of the stuff you're not going to need. Some of the stuff I didn't need either because I just grabbed it because I always keep my travel bag packed and ready to go. I refill things as soon as I get home from a trip, which I will be doing this evening. So that way it is ready to rock so that if I do have an unexpected trip, I've got everything I need in one place. So as I said, so my hairbrush was separate and so was my toothbrush because those are not liquid. So they don't need to be in your bag of liquid. Now, most airlines require a quart-size bag. You can just use a regular Ziploc quart-size bag, or you can get one of these bags. Usually Walmart and places like that and drugstores will sell them, and they will say on them that they are airline approved. Make sure you get one that's airline approved, or check the measurements online. I know they say 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter, which is like the square size of a quart-size bag. I've never had any problems traveling within the US or within Europe with this bag. So I would say something about this size should do you, but definitely make sure it either says on it airline approved or you've measured it. So let's see what I've got inside, shall we? So as you can see, I use a combination of sample sizes from the drugstore and refillable bottles, which also you can pick them up in a drugstore, in Walmart, in whatever. I think I got mine at a shop called Muji. Is that right? Is that the name of the shop? Anyway, doesn't really matter. Point is, always make sure that all of your liquids that you're taking on a flight are less than 100 milliliters because that is the limit for you can have. You can have as many 100 milliliter bottles as you can fit in your bag, but they all have to be 100 milliliters or less. My solid deodorant was in my liquids bag, but if I needed the space for other liquid, that would also go out of my liquid bag because, again, deodorant is not a liquid if it's a solid. Now, remember, if you have a gel liquid, if you have a gel deodorant, that is a liquid, but if you buy a solid deodorant, it is not a liquid. So remember that. I've also debated on whether or not my Pseudo-Creme is a liquid or a solid because it's a really solid cream, but it's so tiny, I put it in anyway. So as you might also guess, a lot of my stuff in here is medically related because I do have a couple of things, which most of you know, I've got hidradenitis and all that good stuff, so there are some medically related stuff. But anyway, so I've got a shampoo and a conditioner. Right now I'm using Elvive. There actually is Elvive in here, which is surprising because usually I just throw whatever I'm using into the empty bottles. And I like the Elvive bottles mostly because they're really small. I mean, look at this. And there is 50 milliliters in each of these, so they're perfect for the airline. And I can use one of these bottles, will last me about 10 days or so. If I was going on a longer trip, I'd probably just buy some shampoo at my destination. But again, just these are perfect because they're small. Next, I've got a little container with my Hibby Scrub, which is what I have to use for my armpits with my hidradenitis. So this is just a little small, I think this might be like a 75 ml tube. That, again, you can get at a drugstore or whatever to put your cleansing lotion in. Next, I have my face wash, which actually Boots just recently started doing the foaming face wash in a travel size bottle, which I actually absolutely love. This is 50 ml, so perfect. Next, there is a small thing of regular body wash because obviously I only use the Hibby Scrub on my armpits. So I needed some regular body wash. Again, you can just buy something or even get stuff at your destination. Or, and here's another tip, buy it at the airport after you get through security. I've got a little spray bottle of Febreze because obviously I might want to refresh my clothing because I was wearing it more than once. I have a spray lens cleaner. Again, this is something you might not have with you, but because I wear glasses and use a pretty expensive camera, I always carry lens cleaner along so that I can keep my lens clean. I have some First Defense, Stop Defense, Dual Defense, whatever you want to call it. It's that nasal spray that you use as soon as you think you're getting a cold, and it's supposed to help stop the cold from happening or delay it. And I like that when I travel because I almost always pick up some kind of illness. I always travel with some body spray or perfume. This one came in an old, came a couple years ago in an advent calendar. It's called Candy Kit, and it actually smells really nice. And then this spray bottle, I just put some of my regular body spray in. I also have a dry shampoo in case I didn't want to wash my hair every day. I've got some dry shampoo, which again is very easy to pick up at a drugstore. I have some Lanacane anti-chafing gel because, well, chafing happens, especially when you're wearing dresses. So, not sure how much is in, 28 grams. So yeah, so that's perfect because that can go in. I carry around Neosporin because, again, issues. So, the tube of Neosporin. I have toothpaste. My toothpaste is from Germany, so it's Diadent, but it's toothpaste. And then I have some lotions over here. I've got some pimple cream because my face breaks out a lot. I have some eye cream. I have some daily moisturizer with SPF 15. And I have, this is like a nighttime cream, which I actually didn't use, but I thought I might want it, and it lives in my travel bag. And again, these samples can come from the drugstore. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just go to the dollar store, the dollar section of Target or whatever, and pick them all up. And I rambled on for way enough time for you, so I'm going to end this here, and I wish you luck in your trip, and I hope that this helped. Bye!